Hi everybody, and welcome to the GLP-1 Diaries. My name is Karen, and I'm using this channel to document my experience using a GLP-1 medication to lose weight. And specifically, I'm using Wegovy. And today is Wednesday, the 5th of August, 2026, and I am halfway through week 7 on using Wegovy. I'm still using the lowest dosage, although next Friday I will be upping my dose from, I think it's 0.25 to 0.5. I forget the exact measurements, but anyhow, I will be doing the first 2 months using the lowest dosage, and I'm going to up that dosage next week. I take my shots on a Friday evening. That way, if I have any reactions and whatnot, the worst of it will probably fall on the weekend when I have less on my, well, not necessarily, I have a fair bit less on my schedule. Or I have more flexibility in being under the weather. So far, I have had almost nothing by way of side effects. Although yesterday, Tuesday, I had a bit of vertigo late afternoon and most of the evening. I don't know if that was because I was low on my electrolytes were a little bit off. I drank half of a Powerade or Gatorade Zero. I don't remember. I don't know which one it was. I didn't look at the label. Hubby picked up a couple for me. I drank about half of one of the big bottles of that. I'm feeling much better this morning, although a little bit woozy. I don't know if that's an electrolyte thing or if, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to be going later this morning. I'm going to be running down to the pharmacy to pick up my next month's prescription. And I will take the first of the stronger dose. I will take that a week from now, like a week from Friday. So I will be posting this video on Monday. I like filming it on the Wednesday. It gives me a good time. I can just sit here in the car while the hubby's having a swim, and I can just sit here and have a chat with you guys. And I've just got time to waste when I'm here, so I figure it's the perfect time to sit and talk. So far I'm down 15.8 pounds. The scale has not been moving as much this past week, and that's there's only one person to blame for that, and that's me. I've probably eaten a bit too much a few of the days and not been as careful. We were out of town late last week. Since I saw you last Wednesday, we were out of town on Thursday and Friday, so I ate a lot more junk food, ate more than I should have. Sunday we went out for Chinese buffet after church. Not a good plan. I spent most of the afternoon and evening on Sunday in the bathroom. I very rarely throw up, so I did not have a constipation problem, we'll put it that way. But I did try to make good choices when I was at the buffet. I ate way less than I normally would have, and I stuck to mostly proteins. I opted for less of the breaded stuff, although there probably were some that had sauces on them and things like that. But this particular buffet has, they do little bits of steak with a fried steak with onion. And so I had a few pieces of that. I had a piece of the chicken on a skewer. I had a few pieces of shrimp that had a lot of breading on them. I had some of that imitation crab that has cheese on top of it and the cream cheese mixture inside it. I have no idea what it's called. I had some of that. And I also had, they do these little things. They're like a little pastry bread type bottom, and then they have like the same type of things you'd have in a crab rangoon, but they have that in there. So it's like the cream cheese, celery, crab meat. I think there's peas There's a little bit of a veggie in there. And I had a couple of those because I just love those things. And I had a couple mushrooms, the cream cheese stuffed mushrooms. And then I only had a piece of pineapple for dessert. Surprisingly, that's all I had for dessert. A slice of pineapple. It was delicious. But my tummy was not happy the rest of the day. So I do have to make sure that when I do a buffet that I really show moderation and try to stick to proteins. The next week and a half are going to be a little bit rougher. We have company coming in from out of town, well, out of country. They're coming from Canada to the US to visit with us for about a week. So we're going to be doing a lot of touristy things, and we're going to be eating out a lot. We'll probably end up at a couple buffets. And again, I'll have to try to show as much restraint as I can. And like I say, we'll be eating out a lot. So we shall see how that goes. I'm not sure. At least I'll be on the bigger dose of my medicine. So I'm hoping there's no side effects, because that will correspond to exactly when they're in town visiting a week from now. So we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but I will try to make wise choices. And I do know that I can't eat as much as I used to, which is good. Hubby's commented many times. He said, "You've changed with the way I eat." And I said, exactly. Like, he knows I'm taking the medication. And he's 100% behind me. He finds it to be a benefit because he's eating less too. So it's good for both of us. But he's commented several times, like, "You've changed," because I never would have, I would have always loaded my plate and cleaned it. I'm a member of the Clean Plate Club. I've always finished everything on my plate. Not so much now. I put a lot less on my plate, and sometimes I don't finish it. Today, Wednesday, we eat out a lot on Wednesdays. So we went to Burger King for Wendy's for breakfast. And I had the Baconator breakfast sandwich. I did not have the potatoes. I only had the sandwich. And so that's not a very healthy breakfast, but it is what it is. I did not have the potatoes, and I'm just comfortably full. I also get a Coke Zero to go with it. So tonight we're going out to a Mexican type restaurant, and it has a mix of foods. It has some Mexican food, a few other things. I like the rice bowl, and it has rice, beans, shrimp, and then you can put whatever toppings you want on top of there. I like the the sour cream, chipotle sour cream drizzle on it. I like the Mexican street corn. I can't remember if I get anything else on there. I think that's the most of it. So my plan is, I think that's what I'm going to have for supper tonight. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask for a takeout container, and I will eat probably half of it or a third of it, and I'll take the rest home. So that'll be for lunch or supper the next day. So that'll be good. Other than that, the vertigo was something different this past week, and I don't know what that's related to. I don't know if it was something with my blood sugars, whether it was something and my blood sugars are on the higher end, but I'm not sure if maybe they were getting a little bit lower than I'm used to, or whether there was a change in my blood pressure. I don't know, but I had a fair bit of vertigo yesterday afternoon, late afternoon and into the early evening. So I'll keep tabs on that. If that happens more often, I might start to investigate what's up with that. Talk to my doctor about that. And nausea, I almost never have nausea. I've not had any feeling that I'm going to be sick, as in throwing up. I've had very little problem with constipation. The opposite has been true, but that's my normal. I had my gallbladder out 50 No, it's been over 20 years ago that I had my gallbladder out. 25 years ago. It was in the 90s. So I had my gallbladder out ages ago, and I do have issues with what my GP refers to as dumping syndrome. If I eat something too fatty, or sometimes things I eat don't agree with me, and my body dumps it out. Basically. So that's still happening off and on, and it's continuing. I've heard people say that they've commented and had thoughts that people who've had their gallbladder out have fewer side effects from this medication. I don't know if that's a fact, or if it's just people's anecdotal evidence. I don't know. But my gallbladder is gone, and I have basically no side effects. So maybe there is something to it, and we'll see. I'll let you know in 2 weeks what my system thinks of the higher dosage. So on that note, I'm gonna let you go, and I will chat with you again next week. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you find this useful, helpful, interesting, informative, any of that stuff. Comment. I love to hear your comments. All that good stuff. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys again in a week. Bye now.